It was a bright morning in the heart of the city when Adrian Keller, a self-made millionaire known for his cold precision and strict discipline, walked into his mansion in #39's kitchen after finishing a long business call. The sun spilled through the tall windows, gilding the marble floors and gleaming countertops. Everything in his world was perfectly organized, timed, and spotless, except for the faint sound of a fork softly scraping a plate somewhere behind the counter. Curious, he followed the sound, expecting maybe a stray cleaner or some noise from the staff preparing breakfast. But when he turned the corner, his world paused. There, crouched on the floor near the wall behind the dining table, was his young maid, Isla, her uniform slightly wrinkled, her eyes lowered, eating what looked like leftovers from the previous night in #39's dinner. She wasn't in #39's sitting at the table. She wasn't in #39's even using proper cutlery. She ate in small, hurried bites, as if afraid someone might see her. For a moment, Adrian just stood frozen, a billionaire who had everything, watching a woman hide in the corner to eat the food that had been thrown away. If you believe kindness and second chances can change the world, then please take a second to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindness Corner, because stories like this remind us that even a single act of compassion can rewrite someone in #39's life. Adrian was not a cruel man, but he had become detached from emotion, from empathy, from the quiet struggles that lived beneath the surface of ordinary lives. To him, success had been about numbers, meetings, and investments. He and #39's long forgotten what hunger or fear felt like. Yet, watching Isla hide to eat stirred something deep inside him, an ache he didn't in #39's quite understand. He quietly stepped back before she noticed him and walked away, his mind spinning. The image of her small, trembling hands clutching the plate haunted him. Who was this woman? Why did she have to hide to eat food that was destined for the trash? Later that day, Adrian reviewed the household records. Isla had been working for him for 8 months, always punctual, always polite, never asking for anything. Her salary was modest but fair, or so he had thought. He and #39's never once asked about her life, her family, or whether she was happy. She was just another employee, another quiet figure that made his home function. But that night, for the first time in years, Adrian could end in #39's sleep. He found himself thinking about what it meant to live with nothing to hide in a corner for a meal. The next morning, he deliberately entered the kitchen early. He noticed Isla tidying up the counters, her face pale, her eyes hollow. She moved carefully, almost too carefully, as if afraid of making mistakes. When she accidentally dropped a spoon and flinched like a frightened child, something inside Adrian broke. He realized this wasn't in #39's just about food. It was about dignity, about someone trying to survive in silence. He left quietly again, but began to observe her more. She always took the smallest portions from the staff meals, often skipping breakfast, pretending she wasn't in #39's hungry. He soon discovered from the head housekeeper that Isla sent nearly all her earnings back to her village to care for her ailing mother and younger brother. She barely kept enough for herself to eat. That afternoon, Adrian went to his favorite restaurant, but the taste of his luxurious meal felt bitter. Every bite reminded him of Isla and #39's hidden corner. He began thinking about his own past, the early years when he too had been a struggling intern, sleeping on office couches, eating instant noodles, dreaming of a better life. Somewhere along the way, his success had erased those memories, building walls between who he was and who he became. The following week, Adrian decided to change things, not with pity, but with purpose. He called the staff together and made a quiet but firm announcement. From the day forward, every worker in his household would eat together in the main dining room, the same place he dined. No leftovers, no separation, no shame. He wanted equality under his roof. The announcement left everyone speechless, but no one was more stunned than Isla. She tried to thank him, her voice shaking, but Adrian only smiled faintly and said, "And quote, no one should have to hide to eat." And quote, for days, the house felt different. The atmosphere softened. Laughter replaced silence. Even Adrian found himself lingering at the dining table longer, listening to small stories from his staff, things he and #39's never paid attention to before. But he wasn't in #39's done. A few weeks later, he called Isla into his study. She walked in nervously, expecting perhaps a reprimand or a task. Instead, Adrian handed her an envelope and a set of documents. Inside was a scholarship fund, a fully paid program for her brother in #39's education, and a medical support plan for her mother. Isla stared at the papers in disbelief, her eyes welling up with tears. Adrian told her simply, and quote, "You in #39, they spent your life helping others. Let someone help you this time." And quote, from that day, everything changed for both of them. Isla and #39's mother recovered slowly with proper care. Her brother began attending school and Isla started smiling, genuinely smiling as she worked. Adrian, meanwhile, began visiting orphanages and community shelters, quietly sponsoring food programs under anonymous donations. The man who once believed only in profits and deals started believing in humanity again. He told his friends, and quote, "I thought wealth was about ownership. But it in #39's really about what you can give without expecting anything back." And quote, months passed, and the mansion that once echoed with quiet formality now carried the warmth of shared meals and soft laughter. Isla often prepared extra plates to take to nearby shelters. With Adrian and #39's blessing, the image of her once hiding in the corner became the memory that defined his transformation, a reminder that kindness doesn't and #39 start in grand gestures. It starts in moments when we choose to see what others ignore. One bright afternoon, Adrian sat at the long dining table with his staff. The sunlight streamed in through the glass windows. And for the first time in years, he felt peace. Not the peace that comes from luxury, but the peace of knowing he and #39 finally done something right. Isla served the last dish and sat down at the table with everyone else. No longer in the shadows. As they shared a meal, Adrian realized that the woman who had once hidden to eat leftovers had taught him the greatest truth of all. Compassion is the real currency of a meaningful life. If this story touched your heart, please don and #39 forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindness Corner because every act of empathy, no matter how small, can change someone in #39's entire world. Before we end, tell us in the comments what does kindness mean to you personally.